I am here live. What's going on, fam? I told y'all I was going to get to this film. I told y'all I was going to get to it, man. And that we was going to definitely talk about this. Salute to everybody that's here. Happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully your weekend is getting started off the right way. Shout out to the moderators and the channel members and the Patreons. Going to be putting up a Patreon exclusive video either tonight or tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to do it tonight. Cause I other content be coming up, man. These topics, it just flows in. While we are live, I'm going to play some of Tariq Nasheed's video. He did a video on the Woman King, and he summed up some things that I was thinking as well. And I want y'all to understand, they don't make movies for men anymore. You know how we used to have movies for women, movies for families, movies for men, right? They're trying to mesh all that into one. Now, everything has to fit an agenda and an agenda only. We can't, as guys, just go to a movie and see a kick-ass action flick, with male characters, right? Every action movie now has to have a female lead in it beating up men. Yeah, we did get Top Gun this year. We did get Top Gun. Yes, we got Top Gun. But it's very few and far in between that we've been able to get movies that's for guys, right? Every movie has been, it's like a bait and switch. Disney is doing that with all their shows now. They're baiting and switching all their shows. Let's see who's here. Matthew, Carl Page, Rollo, Eric Brown, Latasha, Double S, J4, Evans, Brian Turner, Antonio, the jazz musician, Jason, I'm him, Deej, Rakeem, Eric, Square, Lawrence, AT, Miles, the Sarah, Nubian, DNA, Boot Camp, Be Fierce, what's good? Shout out to y'all, man. I'm good with everybody having their own space, right? I'm good with everybody having their own space. Women having their own space, men having their own space. But it's become apparently it's becoming clear that they want to destroy all the men's spaces while still having women's spaces. But for the time being, because now they want the transformers in those particular women's spaces. Like you got women out here claiming to be who are trans. You got trans people out here claiming to be others. Right? Even though, oh boy. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. What's good, Steven? Sarah Lou, what's good? How y'all doing today? I want y'all to understand where we're at, man. These are very trying times we're in. They want to destroy everything that makes men great. And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for the destroying of male spaces. I'm not here for trying to turn boys into girls or girls into boys. They want women to be masculine, especially in the black community. That's why this Woman King fiasco hits home, because this is how these women view themselves. Also, you have white liberal women who are behind the scenes producing this film. I put out a tweet and I talked about how, the Woman King was produced by Caucasian women. All right, Steven. Salute to everybody that's here. You got Caucasian heifers behind the scenes producing this. And I want y'all to understand that if you don't stand up as men, you're literally going to be walking around in dresses. It's going to be weird for a man not to have a dress. Because I'm seeing a lot of men just fold. I'm seeing a lot of men just think because they're able to sleep with a bunch of mentally unstable women that nothing in the world is wrong. A lot of you dudes are weird who think that this movie is normal. They're trying to push this feminist propaganda onto the black community. They don't have to do it. It's already been done. Even though you have feminism deniers. But if you look at the black community, you can tell, you can't look at just the way melanated people are and tell me that feminism hasn't destroyed these people. The king is completely, basically emasculated. No one listens to him. An army full of women. Where are the men? They took Black Panther to the extreme. They only had black male characters there, to suit certain narratives and agendas. And there are people who thought that this was okay. This wasn't okay. So the movie got canceled in Paris. I would not doubt it did. I mean, Now, there are a lot of women that love the movie. I have, relatives that went and saw it. Female, by the way. And they love the movie. Because it represents, it shows what they feel about themselves. A lot of women feel like they are men on the inside. They feel like they have masculine energy. I just hope those women understand that in our society, you're going to have a role. So when you look at this Woman King film, right, there have been people wanting to know my take on it. And again, make sure y'all like the stream. My take on is this, entertainment is entertainment, right? But what I don't like is the fact that women are going to see this because it reinforces their mentality. Here you have a film, right before it was released, your main character is already shaming people for not going to see it. Because they knew that a lot of men were not going to go see. Then they had the boycott Woman King, right? And I tweeted about it. I want y'all to know that no matter how masculine you think you are, ladies, you will never be a man. You will never know what it's like to be a man. No matter how much you try to dress and act like a man, you will never want those male responsibilities. You see, it takes a lot of responsibility and fortitude to be a man. Do you know how much BS we got to put up with our every movement being policed? We can't even be ourselves, because if we are ourselves, then we're going to get attacked, because they don't want strong men who think for themselves. Strong, especially melanated people, strong men who think for themselves are the enemy. They want dummies. Look at these males that attack other men for their ideology. I'm seeing a lot of you males attacking other men for their ideology. And I really don't understand that. What happened to just focusing on yourself? Why are you depolicing other men? These men have been fully emasculated. These men are used to depending on women to take care of them. They depend on their mama. Now they're depending on some goofy heifer who already got children by another man. They are always reliant on a woman to take care of them. Those are emasculated men who will defend the matriarchy. Well, let me tell you something. You're just pawns, and you're easily defeatable. Your arguments are easily defeatable, and you are easily defeatable. The Woman King was a disaster because they really thought that this would be the right time to put this BS out here and people would support it. They thought people would support it. Did anybody really support it? Yeah, it got made 19 million in the first week. How much you think is going to make in the next week and the next week? You have a $50 million budget. We don't even know how much money they put into marketing. They haven't even broke even yet. So it's going to be a money loser. But they still talking about it's a number one movie. This movie got a lot of support from black women and it still failed. This is why you don't pander to a small minority. You know why? Because that small minority is not going to get you over that financial hump. It really isn't. Shout out to David Dice. Says big up to Jay. Always with logical talking points. These women have no idea how tough they're making it on themselves with these foolishness. These modern women stay taking L's. Appreciate that, man. But see, they don't care. They don't care because they know they're not going to be held accountable. Y'all know what's crazy? Is that let's look at Ime Udoka. Y'all know I've been speaking about Ime Udoka, right? Ime Udoka cheated on his fiance with a married woman, right? And they want to make it seem like Ime Udoka is just this super predator in the office. Like he's just going after married women in relationships, right? Where did he get the strength to do that? It's because those women were happily engaging in those behaviors. And from what I understand, I've been seeing conflicting reports, but one report I saw was that the woman was followed by a private investigator. There was a private investigator that followed her because her boyfriend thought she was cheating on him, only for to come out that, you know, she up at Ime Udoka's condo. Oh, it was very consensual. Listen, don't listen to anything that says it was non-consensual. That was a lie. That's a lie. It was very much so consensual. Very much so consensual. Salute to everybody that's here. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. What's good, Anna? But with this woman king BS, we need accountability. And the woman king says, well, women are great leaders. Women fought against white supremacy. That is BS, people. If history is correct, this particular woman that they're trying to portray, she wasn't this hero. She was doing what was best for herself, basically. But they want to turn it into she was this, this character in this movie, that she was the one who was helping blacks, right? Defeating the evil patriarchy. This gender war BS has gotten out of control. And the fact that people are mad that they didn't get support, no, you're not going to get that Black Panther support, because Black Panther, the movie, it was about the character. It was about Wakanda. It wasn't about the woman king and her band of warrior heifers. They really reached with this film. They really reached. I know it was more than one woman. I spoke about it in my video. We just didn't know who it was. He was sleeping around. Ime Udoka was sleeping around with multiple women in that, either sleeping with a woman that was in a relationship with somebody in the organization, or he was sleeping with women who worked in the organization. The guy was out of control. But with the warrior king, okay, the women king, excuse me. You got the woman king and her band of warrior heifers, right? And again, make sure y'all like the stream. And they want this to be their Black Panther. and it failed. Not only financially, but it failed as a social experiment, because that's all it was. It was a social experiment just to see if people would support it. And no, a lot of people didn't support it. You had a lot of women that supported it, who dragged their boyfriends and husbands probably to go see it, but it did not have that same support. Black women, you are being used. Black women, you are pawns. You are pawns. And the sooner you realize that you're a pawn and that you're basically being used by white liberal women and white liberals, you will understand that you should not be trying to get into no gender warring with black men. Let me say this. I say different things about the pro-blacks, but I understand that they want to help the black community, like a Umar Johnson, right? You have a Tariq Nasheed who claims that he wants to help black people. You got other people as well that I haven't named. I think sometimes their thoughts may be in the right place, right? But the execution is just not, it's not going to work. And it's not going to work because you have a society that is hell-bent on emasculating black men. Men in general, because it's not just black men, but these types of movies are geared towards a certain common focus. Black woman, take over your community. You got Stacey Abrams and other liberals who are wondering why black men are not voting for the Democratic Party. They're on a campaign to take full control over melanated people. That's what this is. And if you know what, it could work, but melanated women are just so horrible at leadership, they'll never be able to accomplish that. They will never be able to accomplish any type of leadership of the black community. It's because they're horrible at being leaders. Horrible. Because to be a leader, you have to be able to be accountable. And you have to be able to hold others accountable. You can't just put blame on others all the time. And that's what melanated women do. They put blame on other people. It's everybody else's fault. Woe is me. Right? You even had... When it comes to black women dating out, who do they blame? They blame us. Y'all didn't want us. You don't like dark-skinned women. You don't like skinny women, right? Like their main excuse is us. It's never a situation where you just wanted to do something different. It's always a y'all are the reason. We are? We are? I just think that these women are never going to lead the black community. I don't care how many of you white liberals try to cook up these films and these documentaries. These black melanated women they're incapable of leading anybody. That's why the single parent households are out of control. These women are horrible at picking men to be in relationships with. So how are they going to lead anybody? This movie was supposed to be nonfiction, but it was pure fiction. Were there warrior women and women who were rulers of lands? Absolutely. But they had capable men around them. They didn't have a bunch of women fighting their battles. I just think this movie failed and it needed to fail. Yeah, it was number one in the box office on a week, right? There was nothing else really on to, there. And that movie better been glad that Top Gun has pretty much peaked, because Top Gun for months was making a lot of money every weekend, was blowing every other movie out the water. It would have did the same to Woman King with this 19 million. When your budget is over 50 million. Failure. Failure. Well, happy belated I say belated, but happy early birthday to Anna. Shout out to her. The matriarchy is always going to fail, especially in a Western society. In a Western society, it's always going to fail, ladies and gentlemen. It is. Now, let me play this video from Tariq Nasheed. It's all within the boundaries of fair use. So I just want y'all to hear what he had to say in regards to this woman king, as the Caucasians will say on social media, the woman king. Let's take a look at this. Make sure y'all like the stream.
The movie The Woman King, it came out, and they're trying to spin the numbers on The Woman King, talking about, oh, it was the #1 movie because it raked in $19 million. But the thing is, there was no competition. You know, it came in during a week where there were no other real big movies out. So, yeah, it was the #1 movie at 19 million, but that was a movie whose budget was $50 million. The budget for The Woman King is 50 million. So, you know, in the Hollywood game, you got to make 2 and 3 times that in order to really crack a profit. So they haven't even made half the budget back yet. They haven't even made half the budget back yet, let alone 3 times over the budget. You got to make the budget and then some in order for that thing to be a win. So Hollywood desperately wanted this thing to pop off because there's so many agendas attached to this. There's a lot of agendas attached with this movie that the dominant society has vested interest in promoting. One thing they want to promote is a gender divide. They want to show these women beating up on these dudes and the women don't need no men. They want that narrative. Also, they want to show the narrative of African people being major players in the transatlantic slave trade, so they can use that as a deflection. Like, hey, it wasn't just us evil white people. It was some of those evil Africans too. So go look at them. Don't look at us, look at them. And we ain't really buying that narrative either.
But the thing was, you had Africans who did sell each other into slavery, or did sell other Africans into slavery. That is the truth. That's not propaganda. That's one of the things that is true. Is that there were black slave traders for a very long time. Y'all gotta understand, slavery has gone on in a lot of different continents over the thousands of years of existence. And it was there too.
Not buying that narrative either. I've said this whole narrative that we need to look at
and it's still going on in places like Libya.
The Africans and their involvement in the slave trade. Yeah, we acknowledge that, but that has nothing to do with our reparations claim. Yeah, we're acknowledging it. Yeah, there were some of those tribes over there that was knee deep in the game, but that ain't got nothing to do with the white supremacists, because your governments are still up, and your governments, you've absorbed all the resources from the slave trade. So even the little nigger trinkets that y'all gave them, you colonized them anyway. So you absorbed all of that wealth too. So this is a wealth thing. They don't have no wealth in the kingdom of the home.
Yeah, whites were sold into slavery. I mean, look at the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire would enslave European boys and train them to become their elite janissaries. I mean, Rome. White people have always sold other white people into slavery. It's not a new concept. It's happened in a lot of different countries.
It doesn't exist no more. That's a non-existent kingdom. So I'm not focusing on a non-existent kingdom like that when it comes to the reparations talk. See, this is why it's important to know history and to understand the social science aspect of this stuff, because they try to play these Jedi mind tricks. The governments that are still alive that participated in the slave trades right here, the United States government, They participated in the slave trade and grew wealthy because of the slave trade. And that same government is still here right now with the same debt owed. So that's who we're going to be looking to for our reparations claim. And some of the Caribbean brothers and sisters want to look at Britain, as they should, for their reparations claim. Britain is not off the hook. Now, if they can stop crying in the Caribbean enough over the damn queen to get their reparations, that's the problem. Y'all have a lot of people over there boohooing and crying because of the queen. So they ain't really trying to get no reparations because they think they're part of the British crown. But I digress. But the thing is with the Woman King, I saw something with CNN. They put out an article. They had one of their flunkies write this article on CNN. And they've acknowledged that this movie is basically a flop. You got a $50 million budget, you only rake in 19 million, and those numbers are going to dwindle in the weeks to come. So that's not a good look. But they have to spend it. So now they know that it's a flop. So CNN wrote a piece talking about, well, the people who were talking about boycotting it the most, did you notice that it was primarily black men? Oh Lord, here they go. Here they go. They always have to, if there's anything negative, they're going to have to dump it on black men. Now, understand, there was a lot.
We are the pinata of society. I've said it before. We are the pinata of society, right? That you know, it's like people say, you know, black men take the leftover women of other communities. It just depends. I don't think that's wholeheartedly true, but I do know that there are black men who are desperate for non-melanated women, but I don't think they will just date anything. Like, especially the black dudes I've seen recently, or, you know, with non-black women, they've all been fit. None of them have been fat, out of shape. They've all been either very curvaceous or very curvaceous, you know, and not ugly, not ugly. But yeah, we are the pinatas of society. We, you know, they want to control us. They want to control how we vote. They want to control who we date. They want to control our career choices. They bank on us being lazy. That's why I tell y'all, stop being lazy and go out there and get passionate about something, because they want you to be lazy and dependent. Don't fall for it. A lot of men fall for unfortunately, there's a lot of melanated men who fell for it. They living from couch to couch, living with relatives, living with girlfriends. They fell for it. Instead of them taking their destiny into their own hands, they're reliant on other people. And that is why people always look to control us. And if they can't control us, they get upset. They write their stupid articles because they know it's easy to demonize a black man. It's easy, right?
A lot of sisters who wasn't rocking with that joint either. A lot of sisters weren't rocking with that because, again, one of the other agendas of that movie is that the black women just need each other. It was a lot of lesbian undertones in the movie. These women living amongst each other, and you know, from what I understand, there's a lot of studdish undertones to the film. So that's another thing as far as agendas. Again, they had a lot of agendas they were pushing with this movie. It was very important for us to get on board with it, and we just didn't get on board with it in large numbers. We weren't really rocking with that movie because them trying to portray the Dahomey tribe as some type of heroic group where they were just slaughtering other black people and enslaving other black people and decapitating other black people, that wasn't really heroic, and they were doing some real foul stuff. So they're going to try to blame black men. Oh, it's just every time the white liberals do this, when we don't want to rock with one of their goofy agendas, well, it's just the black men hating because y'all don't want to see the black woman lead. Y'all just hating on the black girl magic. Shut up. That's the same thing they did with Kamala. When people are like, hey, we don't really rock with Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris has a track record of throwing brothers in jail and, you know, and sisters in jail. Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, Jay, happy Friday. YRT rating 94.
Thanks, Van Bivens, because again, there's a lot of people who support the film who went to Rotten Tomatoes and they left reviews because they really wanted it to be successful. right? That's part of the marketing. Even though they claim that Rotten Tomatoes is getting review bombed. I mean, was that review bombed? According to Rotten Tomatoes, when people don't like their other films, it's review bombing. But with this getting the score it got,
It's gonna be the BM's fault when Abrams lose in Georgia again. BM are always the scapegoat.
We said that greatness. Of course we are, man. Because we're starting to think for ourselves. That's why they are attacking the manosphere or the red pill, right? Because they why are these men saying these things? Get back to being subservient to your women, Van Bivens, I don't know how much you see the reviews of other films that have come out recently and TV shows, but they're getting bad ratings, bad reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. And what's happening is that they're claiming that people are review bombing it down, right? They're review bombing, they're review hating, they're review bombing it down. And that's why the numbers are low, but this one is high. Because I do believe that there are people who went and saw it and they liked it, but I believe it was for a very niche audience. It was for a niche audience that liked it. Black movies always do good on Rotten Tomatoes. They always going to do good on Rotten Tomatoes. Negroes will go and they will put reviews down. Absolutely.
First has a horrible track record with black people. Oh, y'all just mad because she got her zaddy. Y'all niggas just mad. She got a zaddy and she got some black girl magic and y'all hating on her black girl magic. What black girl magic? That woman is East Indian. And her dad is a Jamaican, but that doesn't make him a black Jamaican. That man has never identified as black. So are we hating on curry girl magic? I see curry, I don't see black. What are you talking about?
Right. They love claiming you hate because they with somebody white. No one cares. You don't either. That's why you're online searching for or fishing for compliments for your interracial relationships. No one cares. Go be happy.
Stop all this. We got to call this stuff out. We got a lot of folks in. I'm going to get some of the family to.
Okay, I think he started taking calls then. Shout out to Eric Square.
Rotten Tomatoes are being called out for faking the reviews on RT.
That would not surprise me. Because again, Rotten Tomatoes is protecting certain films. So it would not surprise me. One iota. What's good, Gerald? Wouldn't surprise me one iota. They don't want people to see the propaganda. They don't want people to speak out and be vocal. They want to continue to push this propaganda, but again, it's not going to get support. It's a niche. The Woman King was for a niche audience. It's for a niche audience. Let's see what it does this weekend. Let's see what the Woman King does this weekend. It still ain't got back to that 50 million. Not even close. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has been on the take for a couple of years now. It has. You see, The Woman King is almost like a chick flick, man, because mostly women, especially mostly black women, went to go see it. And their boyfriends and husbands who did not know how to put their foot down. Listen, if you want to go see it, you can. I'm not going to see that BS. Revisionist history. And you put this out, to make black women look strong and masculine. We have a crisis of masculine heifers. We have a crisis of masculine heifers that heifers are just so masculine, man. Like, they're undateable and they cannot, it's getting so bad, they got to date each other. Because men, especially, I'm not talking about broke men that need a woman. I'm talking about men who have their own money and resources, can take care of themselves. What's up, darling? Those men are not checking for you masculine heifers. I don't care how good you think you look. We can sense that masculine energy. Okay? You can't hide that. No matter how much thirst trapping you do, no matter how physically put together you are, you can't hide how masculine you are. You know, I know there's a woman that does a podcast, right? I didn't even know I was still subscribed to her. She hadn't made content in years. But she came back and she started making podcasts. You know, all these people want to be Kevin Samuels, ain't it? And this is just a side note. What's with the swagger jacking of Kevin Samuels? The same people that didn't like him, called him out, called him names, are doing the same thing that Kevin Samuels were doing. You people have no creativity. None. You people have, I don't know how you have a following if you're going to copy what somebody else did that you didn't like. That's crazy to me. No creativity at all. See, I'm good at knowing that I can be creative whenever I want to. I've had to be creative. But to see others that have no creativity at all, take from other people that they didn't like. Now they're doing these call-in shows like Kevin Samuels. You people need to bow down to Kevin Samuels because you are basically his kids. You're basically his kids, his students. Swagger jacking. And you don't even know how to do it right. You have no presence. The people there, they don't even come to the show to see you. They don't even come to the show to see you. They come there to see the other people. They be like, the guests on yet? They leave because the guests ain't came back yet. You people suck. And you have no creativity at all. You're lame.
Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation only got a 71% Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Why didn't black folks support that movie?
Because it was a black man telling a story about a black man leading
I've seen
black
channels
people.
Making
Appreciate that
comps off his
greatness.
videos.
Appreciate that, Van Bivens. Of course, a lot of people have eat off this guy. That's why I didn't get all the criticisms. That guy, y'all should be bowing down to him. You got one heifer that didn't like him, then copied his whole platform. I'm telling you right now, man, I don't know. You people just, where's the creativity? Where is it? You have none. And I just sit back and I'm like, I would never do this shit. Even if I was on camera, I'm never going to do that. Ever. Because what I do will be a lot better. Because a lot of y'all out here ain't got no presence. You got no personality. Nobody came to see you. They came to see the shit show. That was just a side note. But just where's the creativity? This is YouTube. People used to be creative. What happened to that? Huh? Unbelievable. But let me say this too. A lot of these women are so masculine. Even the women that you see on social media, the women who are very thoughtful, the women who are, they physically on the outside, they look good, but when you hear them speak, and when you see how they are, they got tattoos everywhere. I'm not against women having tattoos if they're well placed. Well placed tattoos are not a problem for me. But when you tattoo in your whole body, your face, what can I do with that? Now, some males may be attracted to that, but those, you know what I'm saying? We sense the masculinity in you. Look at these dysfunctional relationships. Look at Blueface and the Krishan chick. He brought the masculinity out of her. Because if you look at her old pictures, you wouldn't think that she was like that. Even if there, I don't know if there's any videos of her pre Blueface, but sometimes it takes the right person to bring like that, the worst side of somebody out, right? And yeah, the cigarette smoking voice. What's up with these heifers having these cigarette smoking voices, man? Yeah, voices deeper than these males, man. Let me tell you, black women, right now, you can't beat the majority of men in a fight. I don't care how much you in the gym. I don't care how many. I don't care how many of these Woman King movies you've seen. You try to fight any of these men out here, you're gonna get your ass whooped. I'm telling you right now. Shout out to Brian Turner.
The movie made it seem like black women would be better dating options for each other than black men.
Appreciate that. That's what it was designed to do. It was designed to demonize black masculinity and say that, you know what, we women, we're better for each other. We already see it now. Look at all these women who try to sabotage the relationships of other women by saying that man ain't shit. You can do better than him. How can she do better than him? Are you trying to take that man's place? That's exactly what they're trying to do. These heifers are sneaky. She was on a show called American Gladiator. I saw clips of that. I'm going to have to go back and see if she did like an interview, if she spoke. Like, from what y'all saw, did she speak the same way she speak now? But yeah, listen. You know what the thing about these lesbians is? And make sure y'all like the stream. We're going to get into it deep. These lesbians are out here dating women and telling women how bad men are while they're still screwing men behind the scenes. They're still screwing them. Why do you think most of these lesbians got children? And trust me, they haven't stopped dealing with men either. And they're trying to campaign. You got women right now trying to campaign for your wife or your girlfriend, telling her what she can do for her. Meanwhile, she's like the manager of some store or the assistant manager at a restaurant talking about what she can do for your girl. We all know those butch dykes that work in some of these stores and some of these businesses, and they telling your girl what they can do from on their salary and the life that she can give them. How she ready to be a step mama to them kids. Campaigning, man.
The gender war is real. Just look on Twitter.
Appreciate that, Saliva. Of course, I've seen the back and forth, but at the end of the day, those women at the end of the night, they're submitting to a man.
Would women go watch The Man Queen, or would it be offense?
You know what's crazy? I think women would boycott that. The Man King, they're like, oh no, you're not about to. No, I'm saying they would probably be pissed about the Man Queen. But the Woman King is good. Man Queen, nah. Nah. I'm telling you, man, these lesbians out here trying to campaign for your woman. And they ain't making nowhere near what you making. You work, you know what I'm saying? You got to work overtime just to be able to make some money during the week. And you talking about what you can do for my woman? Oh, no. That's why I'm telling you, man, if your if your girlfriend has a friend that is very masculine and could be a lesbian, trust me, she's trying to campaign for your woman. And thank you for my grandma. I appreciate that. Meant to shout you out. Hold on a second. So I can see the Woman King trying to push, that agenda. And I want y'all to understand something too, man. I know that people say that we have a gender war going on, but to me, a gender war is something that is not really it's not really a gender war. It's just a bunch of disgruntled women venting, but they're in relationships, which is funny to me. It's just funny to me is that they're in relationships. American Ninja Warrior. Okay. What's good, Sirism? Make sure y'all like the stream. I see disgruntled melanated women on Twitter, on Instagram. They're just venting because they're in a relationship with a man they really don't want to be with. So they take to social media to vent about that. They're in these comment sections. They're on Twitter just saying some of the most ridiculous shit that you could possibly think of. Meanwhile, they're trying to replace the guy that they are with. But they're not trying to replace him with somebody that's financially capable, that is emotionally capable. They're looking for an attractive guy to them. They're looking for a guy that's attractive only. I remember one time, Lil Scrappy's baby, this was years ago, Lil Scrappy's baby mama, right? She was dating a guy, right, that he was a model. He was a broke model, but she was dating him, right? And I believe he was taking money from her. She found out he was taking money from her.
These black women are angry over the homeless men they can't stop having sex with.
Appreciate that, Brian. That's why, they want to have control. The Woman King is about control. They the Woman King shows that a woman should be in control when that's not really natural. A woman being in control is not that natural. It really isn't. So that's why, they constantly are single. Like, we all know single women who are very masculine, are very control freaks. They can't keep a man because a man, it's unnatural for a man to be up under a woman and be told what to do. And no man wants to be in that situation. That's why I tell men to go and build yourself up financially. Listen, if these black women want a broke male, date somebody else. A lot of these women are broken. A lot of these women are broken. And because they're broken, they like movies like this, The Woman King, because it makes them feel strong. But it's just a movie. How are you going to put this into practice? Are you going to go out there and build a woman army and defeat other tribes? Is that what you're going to do? It's a movie, and it should be kept as that.
I'm not shocked that this film flopped. This woke nonsense is BS. Worst of all, Hollywood is using melanin culture to promote it.
Appreciate that, Sovereign. It is. They thought that if we get black people in here, get some of these notable black actors in here, and we talk about African history, they'll go and see it. Meanwhile, people are like, what is this trash? What is this trash? I'm not going to go see this shit. Like, what is this? Ultimately, I want black people to do better. I want black people to be able to come to their senses and realize all we have is each other. And fighting each other, especially the women thinking that they can gain control, and you're not going to be able to run anything. What are you doing? Oh yeah, they do live vicariously through celebrities. Hey Dot. That's why they're where they're at. They live vicariously through these social media personalities, these reality TV personalities. They want to be just like them. But why would you want to be just like them? What's up, Cheryl? She all like the stream. I do want to see black people be successful because I'm black. Why wouldn't I want to see other black people do good? But we can't attack each other to try to get that. There's a whole world out there that we could be living and getting everything that we want. That's why I'm not against men traveling. Why would I be against men traveling? It's a whole world out there. America ain't it, right? Even though I personally would not want to live anywhere else, but if I had to move elsewhere, I would. I wouldn't be like, no, I'll never leave. It won't be nothing like that because I can afford it, and it would be actually a good move for me to move elsewhere. The cheaper cost of living, the attractive women. You know what I'm saying? It would be in my best interest to move away, right? Out of America with all this inflation and these weirdo politicians that want to destroy the world, right? First destroying their country and then destroying the world, right? So it would be in my best interest to move away. I wouldn't benefit from the taxes I have to pay every year. Like, imagine going somewhere else where you can keep more of your money, and even if you are paying taxes, it's not going to be like a steep percentage. We should be able to go out here and experience the world and change our, and really we can change our views on a lot of different things that. Black people should be able to succeed without the drama. I talk about celebrities because y'all worship them. You live through them, especially during political season. Political season, man, y'all following these celebrities off of a cliff. I just want y'all to think for yourself. Especially a lot of you men, I want you to think for yourself. Stop letting the shaming get to you. Be successful. Don't be a bum. We don't need any more bums. We don't need any more men living off women, because if those women break up with you, she's going to kick you out the house, and you're not gonna know what to do. There are jobs open, y'all don't want to work. It's like, what do you want to do? Nothing but sit around on your porch and complain about the world. That's all you want to do? Is sit on the porch and complain about the world? You don't want to go out there and create your own success? You just want to complain about everything and not do nothing about it? You talk about white supremacy and racism, but you never leave. You never left your city. You complain about these women, but you don't do anything about it, right? You don't walk away. You keep thinking, if I keep trying, no. Obviously, you're not meshing well with certain people. Maybe you should just go in a different direction. Let me tell you something right now. Black women, if you continue on this path that you're on, you're gonna be unhappy. You may have success, but you're gonna be lonely. And loneliness makes women do stupid things. Loneliness is only gonna drive you deeper into depression. It's gonna make you date men that you shouldn't date, all because you don't want to be alone. When you've been warned that you really should be careful of your lifestyle and your thought process and how you view men. It may feel good to be a feminist when you're in college, but what happens 10 years later when you're a single mother and it's hard for you to date? What happens when you're middle-aged and you're in your 40s going into your 50s and you're single and alone? You financially you have success, but you don't have a husband because you wanted to live your best life. You wanted to be in these streets, and now what do you have? Just a degree on your wall, emotional scars, kids that don't even want to be around you, family members that don't like you, exes that won't answer your phone, your texts. You're stuck on dating apps with little to no success. And when you're on these apps, these men are just looking to screw you. So you go into the virtual world and you become somebody else. And you know what the sad part is? There's a lot of Gen Xers are done. There's a lot of millennial women who are done. Like, they are so screwed up in the head. Millennial women are very screwed up. Gen Z ain't that far behind. Gen Z is right behind them because these women never taught those generations how they should conduct themselves as women because they sabotaged those women because they wanted to compete with those women. They got tired of men their age dating younger women. So they just said, we're not going to teach them nothing. We got to compete with them. Even though we're in our 50s, we got to compete with these younger women. And how is that working out for you? How is that working out for you? It's not. You have sabotaged yourself. And now where do you go from here? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you want in life? I would tell a lot of you women, do not follow in the footsteps of these woman king supporting type women. These movies that teach you that being in the arms of a woman is better than being in the arms of a man. That teaches you fighting a man, especially a black man, is the best option because he is your op. The woman king is teaching women that men are their op. We are not your op, black women. But a lot of you feel that way, and I'm not here to change your mind, but it's only going to mess up your life. It's not going to mess up mine or any other man. You want to go out there and make stupid decisions? You want to go out there and turn against your own? Then you get whatever is coming to you, and you will have no protection. Because if you're trying to destroy the men that can protect you, you're not going to have any protection. And by the way, these cops don't love you either, if that's what you're thinking. Because y'all call them every time you get into an argument. Oh, is white men here to protect you? I don't think so. They can't even protect their own women because their own women are rebelling against them. So who are you going to turn to? Are you going to become a warrior and defend yourself and other women? I don't think so because I've never seen it. Salute to everybody that's here. Salute to the fam. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. I want to talk about this destructive, disgusting movie that did nothing but play into stereotypes of black feminism, black lesbianism, BLM, matriarchy, stuff we don't need. We need to, you know what's funny? Back in the 90s, we had intact families. The 80s and the 90s, we saw a ton of black families, black male role models, nurturing black mothers, children that grew up in the suburbs, middle class, didn't grow up in the hood. Look at what we have now. We got shows like Empire. We got, and again, what happened to positive black role models? You know what happened to it? They realized this is too effective. We got to change it up. We want negativity, not positivity. And we do that by destroying black masculinity, promoting gay and lesbianism, promoting thoughtism, getting rid of male role models. Every movie and show you see the man is he's either an idiot, a goof, a liar, manipulator, abuser. There's nothing good about, they don't present men in a good light anymore. And you know what? Women start to believe that there's no such thing as a good man. That's why they never had one, because they don't believe in a good man. They don't believe in that. That's why women choose these knuckleheads, because they don't believe that there are any good men. And I will say this too. This might ruffle some feathers. You need to be careful of dating women who didn't have a father. I would personally tell you to not seek to wife up a chick that didn't have a father in her life, because she may be able to mask that, but that element is so important. Because if a woman had a father, a role model in her life, she's going to understand what a husband is. She's going to understand what a father is. Women that didn't have that are not going to know what that is. And they're going to see you as somebody that's trying to control them. And they're going to rebel against you. So if I were any of you, I would avoid trying to wife up any woman that didn't have a father. Or mother too. You could say mother, but I have more faith that men
Malika
can
Andrews
raise
can
daughters by themselves.
Wanna be woman king.
Appreciate that, Antonio Morgan. Yeah, Malika Andrews thinks she running ESPN. She's only been there, 2 years maybe? And she thinks she's running things up there. She needs to, be humble and focus on her job before they cancel another NBA show. I have more faith that a single dad can raise a daughter than a single mother can raise a daughter, because a single dad is not going to let all types of people around his children, unlike these single mother heifers who allow anybody around their children, and then you see what happens. These are the times we're in, man. But I just want y'all to be careful. And hopefully you got something out of what I had to say today. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. To being here on this Friday night. Make sure y'all like the stream if you haven't. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. And checked in, right? That checked in. This is what checking in is. Not going to see some fatherless male about being in his city. This the only checking in you need to be doing. Checking into live streams. You got to check into none of these fatherless males. Absolutely not. But salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all. Y'all have been a really good audience, man. The Woman King was a disaster. Shout out to the Woman King for being a disaster, man. The Woman King was a flat out disaster, man. What a joke. And people out here are promoting it. They're happy. Listen, if you went to go see it and you're happy that you went to go see it, that's I can't be upset with you at it. That's a choice, man. But that movie is trash, bro. I mean, that's all I can say. I don't like the fact, I really don't like the fact that they're trying to push this hardcore feminism on black men. I just don't like that. We already seeing stories about how black men are not voting for black female politicians, because who in the world wants to have Stacey Abrams representing their state? Not me. Not me. And you know what? All that black girl magic couldn't make that movie sell more tickets. Aw. You know? I'm telling you. I was basically raised by a single dad. I'm telling you, single dads are a lot better than single mothers. You hear a lot less bad stories about single dads. These single mothers is out here just making things destructive, I would say. Well, what's up, Paris? Well, I'm in commentary. You know I'm not staring at the chat room. I appreciate you being here, though. It's crazy, man. Listen, keep doing your thing, black man, and succeeding. That's what I would say. Shout out to everybody that's here. I'm glad y'all here on the live stream. I appreciate y'all. All right. Follow me on the other channels. Make sure y'all check out the videos I posted today. If you're new to this channel, click that notification bell. Subscribe to the other channels as well. Follow me on the social, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, man. This has been a good audience on a Friday. Y'all are here on a Friday. I appreciate that, man. Like we do the real checking in over here. Not that, again, we don't check into fatherless males with tattoos on their face. We don't check into those guys. We check into live streams. It's only checking in we do. All right. Moderators, channel members, thank y'all. Patrons, thank y'all. Donators, what else? If you want to see me do a topic, send it to the email, or you can just tag me on Instagram or Twitter as well. You can do that as well. Because a lot of time, man, y'all don't be sending me some of this stuff I be saying, man. Like I be, some of these stories I be seeing be kind of late. It's like, why am I seeing this 2 or 3 days after the fact? Well, y'all ain't send it to me. And then you post it, and they be like, I knew you were going to talk about it. But it's 3 days later. All right, people. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good rest of your night, and have a good weekend, too, all right?